downtown North Platte. 1011 North Platte News, 10 at 10 starts now.
Prescription drug abuse on college campuses, why students say in some cases it helps them get better grades.
Plus a preview to a big summer music series. We'll tell you about the lineup.
But first, common things in your home could make it go up in flames quicker during a fire. It's our top story on 1011 North Platte News at 10. Good evening and thanks for watching. I'm Adam Uhernett.
And I'm Kristen Bauer. New research shows fires are burning hotter and spreading quicker.
That could change how the North Platte Fire Department tackles fires. 1011's Megan Bragg tells us about the changes.
This video from UL, a global independent safety science company, shows the difference between fires from 20 years ago. The room on your left is how fast fires started with older furniture, and the one on your right is a modern-day home.
So when you see these houses and they're full of smoke, they're full of gas.
Assistant Fire Chief Trent Kleinau says that's because of the plastics and chemicals in homes. According to Kleinau, 50 years ago, it would take 20 minutes for a house to go up in flames. Today, it only takes about 5.
Through this research, we're finding out what we need to be looking for, what's the important things to be looking for.
But flames are not the only thing that has changed throughout the years. Research shows that peak temps went from 450 degrees Fahrenheit to now 1,100 degrees, which has made the fire department rethink some tactics.
We're finding that extinguishment is more important than rescue because it's the best thing for the victim. Is by putting out the fire, you're making the air in other rooms within the house more survivable for a victim.
The fire department is still in the early stages of determining whether or not to change tactics. Kleinau says once they have completed the training, then they will decide. Reporting in North Platte, Megan Bragg, 1011 News.
Well, many people took a moment today to remember officers who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. According to officers, over 400 have fallen in the line of duty in Nebraska. Correction officer Amanda Baker, who lost her life in Scotts Bluff, was also honored today. Law enforcement officers say she is the first female officer in Nebraska to have her life taken while on duty. Law enforcement says it's important to honor those who selflessly gave up their lives to save others.
They represent the ultimate sacrifice that that officer has given to protect himself or loved ones or people that he doesn't even know.
Officers say they hold this memorial every year to show their respect. The Lincoln Police Department is trying to add to its force, and they say increased gang-related violence is the reason why they want 2 more police officers.
Police Chief Jim Pashong says the city has seen an 18% increase in documented gang membership in the last 7 months. That's why LPD plans to apply for a federal grant to fund the additions. The grant would pay 75% of the cost of the salary and benefits, up to $125,000 per officer per year for 3 years. The Nebraska Public Power District says 2 of the 4 transmission lines damaged by Sunday's storms are restored. The city of Sutton now has power, and crews estimate by early tomorrow a power line between Geneva and McCool should be repaired. They say the final line damaged in the storms between McCool and Hallam could take several weeks to rebuild. Preliminary cost for restoration for all 4 lines damaged by the storm is $16.9 million.
For some local track and field athletes, today was the final chance to claim a spot in next week's state tournament.
1011's TJ Eck is in the newsroom with highlights from today's District C10 meet. TJ.
Kristen, Adam, the state track and field meet is scheduled to take place next Friday and Saturday. However, local athletes had to take care of business this week at district meets before planning a trip to Omaha. The District C10 meet was held today in Hershey. In the boys' discus, North Platte St. Pat's Alex Harms claimed first place, while Clay Cipher from Stapleton McPherson County finished second. Both move on to the state meet.
I felt like I had a pretty good chance, and then when we started getting thrown, then it boosted my confidence quite a bit.
On the track, the girls 4x800 relay team from St. Pat's, featuring Peyton Irish, Riley Nitch, Bree Sainer, and Anna O'Malley is headed to Omaha, while the Irish also had a big day in the pole vault. Katie Montgomery qualified in the girls' event, while Jacob Derrickson and Drew McClellan are headed to state after finishing first and second on the boys' side.
It's awesome. Last year I was really close, and I was pretty upset last year, but this year it's really awesome.
It's awesome. We've been working on it the whole year and just trying to do our best, and it's finally paid off.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. First time pole vaulting, going state.
Kearney Catholic claimed both the boys and girls team titles at today's meet. For a full list of athletes that qualified for state at today's meet, as well as team scores, check out our 1011 News app. Kristen, Adam, back to you.
All right, thanks, TJ. College students are turning to prescription drugs in order to focus more and even get better grades.
Many don't realize the potential dangers, especially when alcohol is also in play. 1011's David Jesperson looks at the issue in this special report.
I took it the first time with me and I think it was 3 or 4 other guys who took it for the first time.
And nobody had a bad reaction?
Well, I actually loved it.
Prescription drug abuse isn't a new problem. For college campuses like UNL, abuse of ADHD medication is becoming all too common as well. The real problem may be the perception.
I've heard through the grapevine, I've had a bunch of friends who've taken it all the time. They're like, yeah, if you take it, you can drink a lot more, and then once you come down, you're just like, you're really drunk and all that, and you can just you can drink more throughout the night, you have more energy all night, you're just more like, you're just ready to party.
John has only used Adderall a few times, but he says it's been great.
Like when I took it, I noticed I was just I was really focused, and I was really antsy, I wanted to do something, and then once the party actually started, I just noticed it was just more fun. I was more energy, I was more talkative.
John does not have a prescription. Neither do the 3/4 of his friends he says he knows abuse the medication. UNL police say they have seen more cases because of the bad reactions that they're responding to after the users mix pills with alcohol.
We're seeing different things. We're seeing students who are perhaps blacking out. They're getting alcohol poisoning. Sometimes they are making some really poor choices and finding themselves in jail.
When you're mixing a medication, one's a stimulant and one's a depressant, it really becomes unpredictable what's going to happen. And certainly the ADHD medication, the stimulants, can mask the effect of a depressant drug so that someone may not feel like they've drank that much, or they may not feel like they're intoxicated, and yet they may really get in trouble before they even realize it.
Many students don't know about the negative consequences. John said he had no idea he was in danger. However, another student, Joe, says he knows the dangers all too well, but that hasn't stopped him from using Adderall illegally. In fact, what started as a now and then thing for him has become his routine.
I was having trouble with some school and focusing in this class. And he was like, oh, you should try this. And then I took it, and then I'm eating breakfast, and I was like, whoa, okay, that kicked in. And then they went to class, and then I've never had anything be so clear. Everything was you just focused so much better. I was just dead tired, and I was good to go.
Joe admits to using Adderall 3 to 5 times a week for the past 2 years. He doesn't use it while drinking. For him, it's a study aid.
It's like cheating, almost. It's like I could spend this much time, or I could just take this and spend this much time and be more efficient.
Joe isn't alone. He estimates half of the students at UNL have used ADHD medication illegally at one time or another. Finals week is a perfect example of how widespread the problem has become.
At the library, pretty much, I knew some people. We'd all study together, and everyone had their own hookup for Adderall, and it was just flowing throughout the whole campus. Anyone that I know probably could find Adderall at any given point in time, and any day.
If I gave you $10 right now, how quickly could you go and get me a couple of pills?
Depends on how far the drive is to my friend's house. So in 20 minutes, I could be back.
No problem.
No problem.
Joe knows the legal trouble he could get into. He even warns others the dangers of using Adderall and drinking. But he also says he has no plans to stop.
You know that there's definitely some negatives here, but is it worth it in the end, in your mind?
Yeah, in my mind it is.
A perception officials hope change before the problem gets worse. In Lincoln, David Jesperson, 1011 News.
And another note, UNL police say they hope awareness spreads about the dangers of mixing ADHD drugs and alcohol. Besides abusers of the drug, they see students who have been diagnosed with ADHD and have prescriptions, well, they have problems when they get to college and start drinking as well.
Right here in North Platte, anticipation is building for the 2014 Fort Cody Music Series. The series kicks off June 19th and runs every weekend until August 14th. This summer will be the 4th year of the event. Tonight, organizers held a preview concert to give music lovers a taste of what's to come in the nearly 3-month series. Some of the artists who made an appearance are Daniel Christian, Brad Godfrey, and Blue Swing.
We're trying to enrich the culture in North Platte and try to feature more live music, and especially local artists, and have a place for passing musicians to have a place to play as well. Make it kind of.
Here's a list of who's playing and when. You can buy a pass for $25. That will get you into all of the summer concerts. If you can't make them all, you can pick and choose. It's $5 for each individual show, with kids 12 and under for free. And straight ahead, Rusty Dawkins has your full forecast.
And after that, we'll join 10/11 News in Lincoln for Husker sports and more of the headlines across the state.